Hi everyone, thank you so much for meeting with us tonight. This is an opportunity call for Team Healthy Beauty, and we couldn't be more excited to have you here. And for those of you that couldn't make the call tonight, I totally get it. It's not always the most opportune time because this business can fit into anyone's lifestyle, but if you are watching this recording later because someone sent you the link, welcome and thank you so much for your time. So something that I wanted to say obviously was thank you. Thank you for being open to the concept of joining our movement. Thank you for having the time to watch this video, and also thank you for having the patience of having a conversation with a consultant that believes in you, because that is a big part in what we do as spreading the mission. Is we're looking for people that we would love to work with. So if this has been sent to you, that means that someone that you know wants to work with you, and that is an incredible compliment. So thank you for your time and for just being open-minded. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was we have an incredibly exciting opportunity with Beautycounter. We are coming up on our second birthday in Canada, and we are building brand awareness. We are getting a ton of credibility, and the best thing is we're the undisputed leader in safer beauty in Canada and the United States. So what does that even mean? Are you confused by that? I can understand how that can be confusing because there's a lot of greenwashing going in the industry. There's natural, there's organic, there's chemical free, there's all these buzzwords happening, and how are we supposed to know and who are we supposed to trust? The biggest thing is what companies are actually being transparent and disclosing all of their ingredients. They're not just hiding behind the word fragrance. They're not just using buzzwords on the front of their bottle and not disclosing on the back. Like, these are things that you start to learn about. But when I was looking at this opportunity, I had quite young kids, and I didn't know what was safer and what wasn't. But a company that was openly banning 1,500 toxins and was being transparent in what they were using and was third-party testing made the option really, really easy for me. Because I was like, well, they did all my homework. I can trust them. So that is how we are the fastest growing undisputed leader in this industry. And we're also pushing for more regulation. And I always love that because, like, what business in the world is pushing for more regulation? Most companies and industries want less because they can get larger margins because it's all about the money. And that's the thing about Beautycounter is it's not, because we're actually a certified B Corp, which is incredibly hard to get that certification. And especially in the beauty industry, it's relatively unheard of. So that is something that is really, really exciting, is we actually stand for people, planet, and then profit. So we have a huge environmental backing behind us. Our products have to be recyclable. We have to be sourcing ethically and sustainably. And we also have to be thinking about the long-term effects of the products that we're putting out there in terms of ingredients. So it's a really, really exciting opportunity because we are in an industry filled with a lot of companies, and whether they're doing it intentionally or not, we're not really sure. We don't really talk about what other companies are doing, but there's a lot of kind of misleading happening, and we're actually spearheading the opposite of that in terms of transparency and really just proving where the industry should go and needs to go. So it's really exciting to be some of the first advocates to be a part of that. And even though we're only 2 years old, we still have so much growth to happen. And with a little bit of the brand awareness that we're getting, it's growing really, really fast. So that's why it's a really incredible time to be joining the movement, because people kind of heard of it and they're curious and they're excited that it's in Canada, and it's only going to kind of grow faster and faster. So it's really, really exciting. I wanted to circle back for a second and talk about, I kind of talked about the state of the industry. It's kind of scary in Canada because there's a really good documentary. If you've never seen it, it's called Stink, and you need to watch it. It is incredible. It basically blows the top up of the concept of chemicals on our clothes, chemicals on our skin that we're putting on ourselves and our families, and it really opens how unregulated the industry is. So that's just like an aside kind of thing, because before I joined this, I really got into the research behind the things to be like, okay, is this true? Is this false? And the reality is it's highly unregulated. So the European Union bans over 1,400 toxins before a product can go to the market. So that you're thinking like, oh, that's pretty good. There's actually 80,000 chemicals on the market since World War II. So basically World War II happened and then chemicals exploded. And so you would assume that a country like Canada or the United States would be the same, but Canada's only at 560. And the States, as of last year, thanks to a lot of help from Beautycounter, and them working with legislation has 30. So in that reality right there, we are actually becoming a chemical dumping ground for companies to make up margins, because it's harder for them to sell products in Europe because they have to use different ingredients than they have to use in Canada and the States. So that's kind of the reality of the industry. We don't have a regulatory body that can be ongoing testing these 80,000 chemicals. Obviously, that would take a lot of time. And a lot of the research is taking longer to get versus Europe already is doing this research. So our hope in Beautycounter is we've taken those 1,400 that they banned and we keep adding to the list. They are banned toxins, they are questionable ingredients, they're things that are being proved to be not good on your skin, which is your largest organ. And so that is the state of the industry, but there's lots of companies that are hiding behind the fragrance. Again, fragrance in terms of our North American standards is a trade proprietary secret. So companies can put anything they want in it and they don't have to disclose it, which again is something that it's 2018, that shouldn't have to happen. So that's something at Beautycounter we firmly stand against, the fact that we will disclose everything and we're doing the right thing. We're disclosing, we're using safe ingredients, we're testing ingredients before they're formulated and after. So that's the state of the industry, and a lot of companies aren't doing what we're doing. And it's kind of scary, but we're hoping that by us pushing the industry in a positive way, it can help other companies reformulate. And when the tide rises, all ships sail. We hope that companies can come around to being transparent, to being safe and doing the right thing. There's a place for everybody in the market, but right now there's no other company that's doing what we're doing. So that's what makes our jobs and our roles really, really important. So my why, I'm going to get into that quickly. I'm a founding member with Beautycounter, which is really exciting. When I started this, I wanted a discount, and I'm not going to lie about it. I wanted safer products for my family. I had no idea what this meant. I didn't know what it could become, but I knew that if I could become a consultant, I could get them for cheaper. So that's what I did. I ended up showing them to my friends overnight. I had a 7-week-old, I had a 20-month-old son, and I was like, hey, just come over. Let's dig into this. None of us were using eye creams. We needed it. So that night, everyone's like, I want an eye cream, I want this and this. And that night I made like $380 or something. And I was like, I should do that again. Like, mommy's getting new pants and I'm getting a new pair of shoes. So for me, I'll be like really honest that my initial I wanted safer products was my why. And I didn't even know what that meant. My background was a personal trainer, and I teach people how to be fit and how to think positively and how to move their bodies. But I was missing the big chunk of what we're putting on our largest organ, and also another revenue stream. And I'm not going to lie, like, the business opportunity is incredible. And so when I started digging into like what the numbers could be like and how I could grow a business with a flexible living of having a family, or, with another job that you already have, it fits in really, really good. So that was my initial why. And then it kind of grew into the concept of the community of women that we are attracting and that we are fostering and growing. Now that is my biggest why. I love being able to help other women do what I've done, whether it's getting a discount, that extra $200, it's $1,000, it's $3,000, whatever it is. But it's like I see people set goals and achieve them, and the amount of kind of fulfillment that having this kind of hustle that could turn into a career, it's something that I love being able to help other people with. So my why has changed over the last 2 years, and it's something that I'm really excited to see what happens in 2018. So that's kind of the background of my kind of story and how I got involved with the company, and how consistency month after month has kind of just led to an explosion of there is a need for this in the marketplace and people want to be involved in it. And that's kind of like the most exciting thing that we have going on. So as you hear my why, I always like to ask people while you're thinking about this and while you're learning to kind of think about, what's your why? Why would you want to be involved in this? Do you have a family? Do you have kids? Do you want to make a little extra money? Are you looking for safer products yourself? Everyone kind of has their reasons to jump in, and they might change over time. But the thing is, I love when our CEO always says, like, we all have skin. And this is actually like a problem that can affect everybody. It's not just a localized group of people. So it's kind of an exciting thing to be a part of. So as I mentioned, why we're different, we are setting the bar in terms of safety and performance. So the first question I always get is, yeah, well, there's this all natural brand and it's basically 100% coconut oil and it's great. And I always say, that's great. If that's what you're into and you're happy with that performance, then fine. I say that Beautycounter hits the middle 70% of people. So you have your top end people that might be 100% crunchy and they're happy with that in terms of pure coconut oil and that kind of stuff. You have your bottom end of people that literally are not educated about toxins and they couldn't care. They are okay with chemicals and that's fine. But we hit a middle like 70 to 80% of people that are your average consumer that if they can choose a safer option, they will. And that is why this business opportunity is great, because we have a very wide demographic that can actually fall into who we can educate on, who can purchase from us, and also who would want to be involved in our mission, because that is a great part of what we do. So we are the perfect embeddlement, if that's a word, between safety and performance. So we are highly safe. As I said, we intentionally ban over 1,500. We're getting closer to 1,700 toxins. The list is always growing. But we have to have a high level of performance. And I'm talking like to go against your big name department store brands to rival them. So there's always this kind of merriment going back and forth between the safety has to be there, but it has to perform well. For example, mascara, it actually took us 3 years to formulate mascara, excuse me, and we launched it, and a year later, we again reformulated to make it even better. So it can take a while to make a safe product, but once it's safe and performs well, it's a top seller, which is really, really exciting. So that is where we sit. We do third-party testing of ingredients. We do after formulation. We do aftermarket testing as well, which is not required in the industry. Technically in Canada, you can put a product for sale without doing any testing on it. And the reality is, if that's the case and the company is saying they don't test on animals, who are they and they're not doing third-party testing, who are they testing on? They're testing on the people that are purchasing the product. So that is a big loophole in our industry. This summer, if you're listening to this and you are Canadian, there was a very publicized situation where sunscreens were burning children's faces and recalls didn't happen. So there's not a lot of accountability in the industry. So when that's happening, I always say find a brand that you can trust and that, you know, is doing the right thing, which is what Beautycounter is doing. Our CEO is the first person to talk about transparency, and that is her biggest commitment, to be like, we will always be transparent. We will tell you what's in our products. We will fight for the legislation to make sure that is happening, because as consumers, we deserve that. We shouldn't have to wonder what's hidden in fragrance. And the fragrance concept happens in cleaning products. It happens in skincare products. It happens in candles. Like, it happens in everything, but it's time for that to not happen anymore. So that's a big thing. And the thing that I love the most about it is we are a mission-driven company. We want positive change. We want more laws. We want to get parabens banned like the European Union has. We want to get formaldehyde releasers are legal in Canada. So when the product gets exposed to air, it turns into formaldehyde, which is a really, really great preservative because it's great for dead people, but it's a known carcinogen. So these are things that shouldn't be allowed to be used, yet they're sold in baby products and kids products, in old face creams I used to use, kind of thing. So when I'm saying all of this, it's something that I knew nothing about. So when I started, I knew nothing. So if you're sitting there going like, yeah, well, this is all great, but you know this, like, this is 2 years of learning. And I feel like I learn something every single week, which is a reason why I see a huge longevity in this business, because the trend of healthier is not going away. The amount of information and resources we have access to is only growing, which is really, really exciting. In a week, maybe a week and a half, is our 2nd birthday in Canada and our 5th birthday as a company. And we have meetings with our MLAs scheduled to talk about this state of our industry and why are we so far behind Europe, which is really, really exciting. So that's another reason why we're different. Like, we're actually walking the walk of trying to make positive legislative change. And that's not just for us, that's for the entire country, which I think is really, really cool. So beyond the fact that we have great, safe, and high-performing products, I love the fact that we're actually doing positive societal change, and we are able to grow a business that you can earn a great income while doing that. So I think that's really the best part of our opportunity, and the fact that we have great, safe products is like the cherry on top, because it all kind of fits together. So that is why we're different, and that is why people are loving joining the mission, and why it's a really exciting time to be a part of us. Like I said, we get a lot of momentum out of March, because March is our anniversary month. It's when we meet with MLAs. It's when we start pushing our big driver for even more change. Our change comes through education and advocacy, but it also comes when we can have these meetings with people that could actually start pushing the teeter-totter for us to get that change. Like I said, in the States, when they started, they're on their 5th anniversary coming up in March, there was 11 toxins banned. That bill had not been reviewed since 1938. Then it got reviewed last year, and they got that bumped up to 30. So the States has a long way to go even to get to where Canada's restrictions are, but at the same time, that's positive movement, and that is a huge celebration. So that's really exciting. So what is the opportunity, as I've been kind of talking about it? The opportunity is that you can be a part of our community of women that are coming in, and whether you're for the discount, you're for the hobbyist, you want to do something every now and again, you want to make a few $100s, you want to be a part of something bigger that is flexible, that you believe in the safer and the healthier movement, and it's time for you to be a part of that. That truly is the opportunity. As our CEO always says, when do you get the opportunity to be part of something that is socially positive, and you can also earn a potentially lucrative income? So it's something where we're doing so much good, and we're educating people, and we are helping people vote with their dollars for products that they want and that the industry desperately needs. So it's really exciting. If you're sitting here, if you've been sent this link, or you're here today, it's exciting to think about the concept of why not? It's $85 to join. You get a Canadian and a United States website. You get some marketing materials, and from there, you can instantly start selling. You can instantly help yourself switch to Safer, your 5 to 10 immediate friends, and beyond that, who knows what could happen. I was someone that, totally honest, I didn't see the longevity of a business because my head wasn't even there. I was so in the depths of small children that I was okay, I'm just gonna get a discount. I'm just gonna baby step my way into it and see what happens. And the reality is the trend of healthier is not going away. As I mentioned before, our company is always coming out with innovative, incredible products that are rivaling the performance of what's on the market. So we are at the forefront of trends and the potential to be able to earn great income. And I said, whether that's $100 a month so that you can get new jeans, or you want to be able to create a full-time income, it's totally possible. And Canada is still so wide open. So is the States. They're still recruiting a lot in the States, and Canada has barely been touched. So sometimes people's reservations are going to be the concept of, I just don't really know if I have enough time. As someone that has drastically battled that when I was initially building my business, having a 7-week-old and a 20-month-old, I agree that everyone can be busy, but busy people are incredible for this opportunity because you're in front of a lot of people. And when I decided I wanted to turn this into something more than a random one-off here and there, I realized I need to fit this business to what I'm already doing. I was doing coffee dates. I was doing play dates. I was going out of town with my friends. And so I started bringing product with me and just opening up the conversation, and my business started to grow. So busy is actually a great reason to want to do this. Another one is I don't have a lot of money to invest. The best thing is you don't have to. It's $85. I mean, it is great. It's good to have product to be able to talk to the product, but at the same time, you can discuss with the person that sent this link to you. I've had people start on $100 a product. I've had people start on $500 a product. So as much as we do have discounted kits available, you don't have to do that. So if that's a barrier, talk to the person that sent you this link, because it doesn't have to be. Another one, as I mentioned, are we saturated? We're not even close to saturated. We know about 1,600 active, 1,700 maybe active consultants in Canada. And through that, we probably have about 25 to 30% are growing businesses. So that's not very many when you think that we have 36 million people. There's a lot of companies out there that have way, way, way more, and they've been in the business for 10 or 15 years, and they're still actively recruiting. So are we saturated? Not even close. Calgary is one of our largest markets, and we're still actively recruiting by almost the largest percentage out of Calgary, and it's still happening. So if you're thinking about this, it's a really, really great and exciting time. The other question that I always get is, how are we different from other companies? And that's the business opportunity side. Obviously, I spoke to that we are the undisputed leader in safer beauty. So we are doing the rigorous testing. We are transparent. We are pushing for more legislative change. We are not greenwashing because we are educating people, and we're not hiding behind buzzwords. We are just protecting people and educating them by consciously banning those 1,500 and almost 1,700 toxins. In terms of the business opportunity, the first question everyone's going to say is, are you an MLM? And the answer is no. We actually are a direct retail brand. So you can purchase through the website, you can purchase through a consultant, you can purchase at our pop-up shop in Nantucket. But beyond that, the reason that we are considered direct retail is that there's no of these hoops and jumps and things you have to jump through to get paid in a traditional MLM business. Do we work like flexible lifestyles? Yes, we do. But the thing is, we have a two-prong comp plan. And if you want to dig into the comp plan, please let someone know that sent you this link, because they can help you, or I'm totally happy to chat you through it. But it's really easy. If you want to join in and you just want to sell, you will always earn your 25 to 35% commission. No questions asked. You don't have to recruit. You don't have to sell a certain amount. There's no kind of stipulations around that. So you can be a hobbyist and do your own personal selling anytime you want. If you want to grow a business and grow a downline and have other people do what you're doing, that's actually, your commissions are totally separate from that, which is very, very exciting and not heard of in the industry, because most of the time they're actually intertwined with each other, which makes it very complicated. Or it requires people to do X and X next for you to get paid, or you to recruit to get paid, and that's not how it is. Our CEO believes that instead of giving you a car or a balloon or whatever the things are, she's like, I just want to pay you more money. So we've actually recently done a third-party study talking about how our compensation pays, and we pay 3 to 1 to the leading competing companies. So is this a lucrative opportunity? It definitely is. And as I always say, whether you're starting for the discount, you want to be a hobbyist, you want to replace a full-time income, you got to start somewhere. And it's starting with being like, yeah, I'll pay the $85. Let's sign up to be a consultant and let's go for this. So I kind of covered a lot of content really quickly. And at the end of the day, I think, as we always talk about, is like, we deserve better. We deserve a better industry. We deserve better products. Being in Canada and the States, we should be on par with Europe, and we're not. And we deserve better as consumers to have access to information and education that we can make more conscious decisions as a consumer. So that is basically sums us up as a company, is that is what we're pushing for. And that's why people get involved with us, because that means so much to us. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to our entire community. And if that resonates with you, I highly urge you to join us in this mission. And we don't know everything, but it's progress. It's not perfection. And as I always say, it's cheaper than your Costco membership to be a part of it. So why not back yourself and get that discount, get some great products, and consider having your own business. And whether that's $100 or it's thousands of dollars, you got to start somewhere. And I just want to say that if I'm capable of doing it when I had such young children and I didn't really know what I was doing, anybody is. So I'm really excited that you're able to spend this time with us tonight and that you're open-minded to it. And hopefully you can take some feedback back to whoever invited you to this call, and that we hope that you can be part of the team soon. So thank you so much for your time. And any other questions, you can always contact the person that sent them to you, or you can find me, and we can go from there. So thank you so much for your time, and hopefully we can see you in our team soon. Bye.